we think we control the ball. We kick it, throw it, strike it. But once it leaves our hands, something else takes over. A soccer ball swerves for no reason, a baseball suddenly drops, a golf ball flies farther than it should. These motions look intentional, almost alive, but they're not controlled by the ball. They're controlled by the air behind it. That air has a name, the wake, the trail of disturbed airflow a ball leaves as it passes through the atmosphere. Within it, swirling zones of low pressure called vortices form, collapse, and reshape. How they behave determines everything. The most unpredictable shot in soccer is the knuckleball, a ball struck with almost no spin. Without spin, the air behind the ball becomes unstable. Vortices form, collapse, and reappear, first on one side, then the other. When a vortex forms on the left, it pulls air left, pushing the ball right. When it shifts to the right, the ball moves left. This irregular alternation continues right up until the ball reaches the goalkeeper, which is why a goalkeeper can dive with full confidence only to watch the ball swerve away at the last instant. The ball isn't choosing a direction. The air can't decide. When a ball does spin, however, everything changes. The wake becomes asymmetric but steady, and the ball curves smoothly and predictably in one direction. The spinning ball and the air reach a kind of agreement. Spin creates order, but without spin, you get chaos. The baseball doesn't rely on chaos. It engineers control. Its raised seams are not decoration, they are tools. Think of each seam as a tiny ramp positioned along the ball's surface. As air flows over it, the ramp trips the boundary layer, the thin sleeve of air clinging to the surface, causing it to separate from the ball at different points depending on where the seam sits. This is known as seam-shifted wake, and it gives pitchers precise, repeatable control of the ball's movement. When a seam runs across the top, it acts as a separation trigger. The upper boundary layer is forced to break away from the ball earlier than the smooth air on the bottom. This causes the entire wake to shift upward. Following Newton's third law, because the ball has pushed the air up, the air pushes the ball down, causing the ball to sink. Add spin and the effect intensifies further. Topspin forces the upper boundary layer to separate early, while the lower clings longer, amplifying the pressure difference and driving the ball downward. The Magnus effect working in concert with the seam geometry. Every pitch, fastball, sinker, slider is a carefully engineered asymmetry in the wake. The baseball is not fighting the air, it's shaping it. Where the baseball shapes its wake, the golf ball pursues something more radical, eliminating it almost entirely. Its hundreds of small indentations, dimples, seem like a flaw at first glance. Shouldn't a smoother ball fly farther? In fact, the opposite is true, and the reason comes down to how the boundary layer behaves. A smooth ball develops a quiet laminar boundary layer that separates from the surface relatively early. This creates a wide, low-pressure zone behind the ball. Essentially, an air net, the ball drags along with it through the sky, pulling it backward with every meter it travels. Dimples disrupt this. They introduce small disturbances that convert the boundary layer from laminar to turbulent flow. Turbulent flow is more energetic. Its air particles mix actively and stay attached to the ball's surface far longer, pushing the separation point toward the back of the ball. The wake shrinks dramatically. The air net dissolves. Drag drops. The result is a ball that travels dramatically farther than a smooth one ever could. And with topspin or backspin, players can still shape the remaining wake, controlling both carry distance and how the ball behaves on landing. 3 balls, 3 strategies. The soccer ball embraces instability. The baseball engineers asymmetry. The golf ball minimizes resistance. Different approaches, but the same underlying truth. The motion we see is not driven by the ball itself, it is sculpted by the invisible wake trailing behind it. We watch the ball, but the ball is only half the story. Behind it, invisible and constantly shifting, is a wake, stretching, collapsing, and reshaping the air itself. That is where the motion begins, that is where it changes, and that is where the real physics lives. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.